You are sitting there clutching the wound left by a colleague's betrayal, a boss's indifference, or the contempt of the person you call your lover. You soothe yourself with a sweet poison. If I live well, the heavens will arrange everything. But you're wrong. The naked truth is that no sky arranges anything for someone who willingly lies down and becomes the world's doormat. Look straight into the mirror and admit the truth you've been avoiding for so long. You are not a good person. You are simply harmless. And in the harsh ecosystem of reality, harmless is synonymous with discarded. Welcome to Inner Shadow, where you will hear truths society does not want you to know. When weakness masquerades as morality, what you call kindness is in fact a cowardly psychological defense mechanism. Sometimes you don't pick fights because you don't dare to. Sometimes you yield because you fear confrontation. You are gentle because you have no claws to become ferocious. Dissect the good boy concept society has stuffed into your head since the cradle. Many people taught you to be obedient, to be a spotless white rabbit in the deep forest. But what is the truth? A rabbit does not refrain from eating a wolf because it possesses noble morality or boundless compassion. It doesn't eat the wolf simply because it can't. It is powerless. And you're proud that you've never raised your voice at anyone. You're smug because you always know how to yield. You think that's light, but in truth, it is voluntary blindness. Look at the moral stamping machine society has imposed on you. This mechanism runs by draining your individuality in exchange for a false sense of stability. When you suppress anger, it doesn't disappear. It gets compressed into a toxic tumor in your mind. In practical psychology, this is called the denial of the dominance instinct. When you deny yourself the right to be angry, you simultaneously lose the right to protect yourself. A person who never knows anger is a person without boundaries. And a person without boundaries becomes spiritually homeless. Anyone can trample in, leave their trash behind and walk away. Your counterfeit sanctity is the root of your weakness. You are being bled dry by the expectations of an impossible imaginary ideal. And what happens? Your shadow starts leaking through the cracks, vicious sarcasm when you're drunk, depressions with no clear cause, or a simmering resentment toward those more successful than you. You are not good. You are festering from the inside. When you have no capacity to inflict damage, your gentleness is entirely worthless. It is not a moral choice. It is coercion by circumstance. You are imprisoned in your own weakness, trying to decorate that iron cage with pretty labels like well-mannered, polite, or self-sacrificing. It is time to name this phenomenon correctly: the spreading syndrome of resentment. Because you are too weak to resist directly, anger does not vanish. It is compressed, festers, and mutates into passive-aggressive behavior. You talk behind people's backs. You procrastinate. You express dissatisfaction through petty glares. You become a potential backstabber because you lack the courage to draw a sword and fight openly. Don't confuse a good person with a harmless person. A truly moral man is someone who has the capacity to become a monster strong enough to crush an opponent, but voluntarily chooses to keep that sword sheathed. His peace is a choice. Your peace is a surrender. Why do bad people always win? While so many people play the noble victim, the ones they call bad people are out there controlling the world. Why? Because they understand the unwritten rules you keep pretending not to see. Look at Niccolo Machiavelli's concept of virtù. For 500 years, those who truly hold power have not been reading books about being good. They learn how to be effective. Virtù is not hollow religious virtue. It is competence, nerve, and ruthlessly decisive execution in pursuit of a goal. This world runs on performance and power, not on sympathy. Bad people win because they know how to combine fox and lion, the lion to crush opposition through direct force, the fox to detect traps that naive good people set in the name of morality. Your boss suppresses you because he knows you don't dare quit. Your colleagues stab you in the back because they know you will endure in silence to preserve the friendly coworker label. Your lover disrespects you because you traded your identity for their approval. And so you become an emotional beggar standing at the base of someone else's tower, pleading for a scrap of recognition. The bitter truth is this: kindness has no fangs. It is a gift to predators. The moment you show up, willing to compromise at any cost, you broadcast a signal to every narcissist and manipulator. Here is an easy prey, come and tear me apart. The logic of your failure is that you use morality as a basis for expectation. You think that because you treat them well, they must treat you well in return. That is a childish fantasy of fairness. In reality, your kindness is often interpreted as submission, and no one respects someone who submits. People only use you. Unmasking the shadow, raising the monster within. Carl Jung pointed to a forbidden truth that modern education deliberately hides. Each of us possesses a shadow. No matter how far you run, it follows. It contains aggression, the ambition to dominate, selfishness, and even your darkest instincts. And you were taught to bury that shadow. You try to become holy by denying that you too are capable of doing evil. What is the result? The shadow does not disappear. It is merely starved, chained in the darkness of the mind, and then it begins to corrode you. It turns you into a weak, lifeless entity, forever feeling like the victim of fate. The shadow is not a devil in the religious sense. It is the set of traits rejected for not fitting the standards of parent, society, or school. Aggression, ambition, healthy selfishness, sexual instinct, the hunger for power. Why do you need them? Look at nature. For a tree to reach toward heaven, its roots must sink deep into hell. If you want only the leaves' kindness while rejecting the roots, instinct, you will collapse in the very first wind of injustice. Your shadow is your nuclear reactor. Left unattended, it causes disaster, but integrated, it supplies endless energy for confidence, creativity, and execution. Winners are not people without darkness. They are people who have chained their darkness and made it serve their will. This is not about becoming evil. This is about reclaiming the power that was taken from you. You need aggression to defend personal boundaries. You need ambition to rise and lead instead of standing below applauding others. You need the dominance instinct to control your life instead of letting public opinion put a leash on you. Imagine the shadow as a nuclear reactor. If you cannot control and channel that energy, it will explode and destroy everything. But if you learn how to contain it, it becomes perpetual fuel for disciplined action. The most successful, most powerful people are not those without a shadow. They are those who have tamed the monster within. They are dangerous but controlled. They can be kind, but you know this: if you betray them, the price is devastation. That potential threat is what creates real respect, not kindness by itself. So why do the bad people in your eyes advance so quickly? Because they are not afraid to use the shadow. You don't need to become evil, but you must have the capability of evil to protect your interests. In negotiation, kindness must have fangs. If you enter negotiation with the mindset of making peace and keeping things harmonious from the start, you will lose. Enter with the mindset of an educated predator, clear on the objective, ready to walk away if the deal is not beneficial. The shadow gives you the strength to hold your position when the other side applies pressure. Kindness here is a tactic, not weakness. In leadership, raw authority. A leader who is loved is good, but a leader who is respected and sometimes even feared is the one who holds an organization together. Integrating the shadow allows you to make ruthless but necessary firing decisions. It allows you to discipline the lazy without drowning in hollow guilt. You are not cruel. You are protecting a larger order. Dealing with manipulators, the mirror. When you meet a professional narcissist or manipulator, don't use kindness to redeem them. That is a fatal mistake. Use your shadow to reflect back. Show them you see through their game. Show them you are ruthless enough to retaliate if they cross the line. A predator retreats when it realizes the prey is in fact a monster in disguise. Cognitive weapons, resetting the winner's frame of reference. Now smash your old weak ego and rebuild it from the ashes. To escape the victim's fate, you need the 3 weapons of a dangerous good person. 1. Absolute competence. Danger comes from intellect and status. In human society, the greatest danger is not muscle, it is indispensability. If you are the only person who can solve the company's deadly problem, you have power. If you are so good, people must respect you. You possess a sharpened sword. Don't beg for respect. Take it through competence. When you are so skilled, no one can ignore you. Your kindness will be seen as the mercy of the strong. When you are mediocre, your kindness is merely the flattery of the weak. Too sharp language, the sword of the new era. A dangerous person can express their thinking cleanly, sharply, and unshakably. Have you ever stayed silent when insulted because you didn't know what to say, then spent the night tormenting yourself after finally thinking of a comeback too late? That is a sign of verbal powerlessness. Train debate. Don't let anyone stuff words into your mouth. Don't let fallacious arguments manipulate your emotions. Language is a tool for drawing boundaries. A firm no with no explanation has more power than 1,000 pleas. 3. The ability to say no and moral separation. Your ultimate weapon is the ability to step out of the game. Harmless people always say yes because they fear being disliked, fear loneliness, fear conflict. They are like vines, always needing another tree to cling to. You must become an independent tree. Set hard boundaries. You help others because you want to, not because you must. Your yes only has value when you are capable of saying no. Apply the philosophy of separating morality from expectation. Use morality to bind yourself to keep the monster within from acting recklessly, but never use morality to expect anything from others. When you stop expecting the world to treat you well, you stop feeling wronged. You will see every betrayal and every attack as logical data in a power game, and you will respond with strategy rather than tears. See the social structure like a meat grinder. If you are soft, you are meat. If you are hard, you are the blade. The only philosophical escape is to become a sovereign individual. A sovereign individual separates personal morality from social expectation. They do not need the crowd to validate whether they are right or wrong. They use morality for self-discipline. I do not do evil because I choose discipline, not because I lack the ability. At the same time, they use strength to force the world to respect their boundaries. If you violate me, you will meet the monster I have painstakingly tamed. That is the difference between the peace of a graveyard where everything is quiet, because everything is dead, and the peace of an ancient forest, where everything is silent, because the strongest predators are watching one another. Which kind of peace do you want? Remember this image, a warrior standing in a field of flowers. He looks peaceful, but at his hip is a great blade stained with the blood of 1,000 enemies. He is peaceful simply because no one dares break that peace. That is the portrait of awakening. Don't try to be a naive rabbit preaching peace in the middle of a pack of hungry wolves. That is not noble, that is suicide. The truth is, you must be capable of becoming a monster and then learn how to tame it. The world owes you nothing. Your kindness is not a check that can be cashed into good luck. If you continue living as a victim, prepare to be crushed down to the core of your existence. This podcast episode is not here to comfort you. It is here to expose the cowardice you are calling morality. Stop being a good person by the crowd's definition. Become a powerful entity capable of inflicting damage, yet disciplined enough to choose humane conduct. When you have power, the whole world will be forced to be kind to you. That is the most ruthless, unwritten rule, and also the most liberating truth you will ever hear. So will you keep being a harmless rabbit praying the wolf won't be hungry? Or will you start forging your own sword? The choice is yours.